Good evening. Welcome to Brothers of MGTOW. I am your host, a brother of MGTOW, and in this episode, episode 5, the main topic for this video is turning off women. Okay. Before I start talking about that, I just sort of want to defend I guess that there's always going to be haters of MGTOW. There's always got to be disagreement with everything in life. Okay. First of all, I am not anti-women. Okay. I just need to make that clear. I don't sort of go around hating on women, especially the modern women. I don't hate women in general. My issue is that I'm doing the calculations. Okay. 99% of the time, you're going to find women who are lying, cheating, gold digging scum. That's the reality of the situation. Okay. I'm not trying to hate on them, but I'm just saying 99% of the time, you're going to find that. And I'm looking at that statistic and I'm basically saying I am 99 times more likely to find a woman that I will love for the rest of my life. I'm 99 times more likely to find that type of person who is one of those lying, cheating, gold digging scum. Okay? Now, I don't mean it in the worst of I don't know, the worst of intentions. I know that there are good women out there. And what I try to do is I try to teach these good women to not fall into this trap. Okay? I've seen good women get ruined by falling for the trap of, yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, I just want to repeat that. I'm not anti-woman. I'm just saying that I'm 99 times more likely to find a woman who is a lying, cheating scum. And I'm not going to risk myself. I'm not going to put myself out there into that statistic, to find a woman given that statistic. And that's sort of one of many reasons why I decided to go MGTOW. Okay. Now, do I want to get married one day? To the right person, yes. But as I said, I'm 99 times more likely to find the wrong person than the right person. And I believe the patience is a virtue, but you cannot rely on patience. This is why the good thing about MGTOW is sort of I pursue my own path to what I want to do. Okay, I do things for me. So that means I focus on my education, my career, my interests, my hobbies, and other stuff like that. But I'm doing it for me. I'm not doing it to impress a woman. Okay, we've talked in the last video about this mangina simp that sort of called me out on my decision to go MGTOW. Okay, now I'm not going to rip into it much further than to say the following. So I'm just going to look for the photo. I'm just going to repeat if you haven't paid, if you've forgotten what happened last episode. I'm just going to I'm not going to wait. So I'm trying to go into photos. Sorry. Okay, let's just repeat what he said. Focus on developing yourself and pursuing your hobbies. Yes, I agree with that. That's what chicks like to see. But the moment you do it for a woman, it's game over. Okay? That's called faking it. Unless you sort of do it. Once you do it for yourself, then you're fine. But being MGTOW is sort of everything has to be done for yourself and only for yourself. You cannot have two intentions for it. This is for one intention, and that's for yourself. The moment you do it for yourself, but also do it for a woman, that's game over. That's what I just want to repeat. Okay? So I just wanted to make that distinction. Yeah, so I just wanted to clarify that I'm not an anti-woman. I'm just saying I've done the numbers. I'm not taking the risk. Well, I'm not taking the risk right now. I'm still open to the idea of just the idea. Okay, not the intention, but I'm open to the idea of marriage for love. And I'm open to the idea of having a long-term relationship for love. But that's it. Okay, there is no ulterior motive to be in a relationship with someone. And that's a lot of the problem with women is that's the ulterior motive. Okay. We also talked in the last episode as well, or not last, but maybe a couple of episodes ago when we talked about leftover women. I just think, when you get to that point where how do I put it? So when you get to the point, so I'm just getting this message from other people. Okay, when a woman gets to the point where she's around that 30 age, just hitting the wall, I won't say hard, but she's hitting the wall full stop. When she starts hitting the wall, she starts to lower her standards or expectations. Well, they're two different things. I think to emphasize, I don't think a woman should ever lower her standards for a man, but at the same time, she needs to be lower her expectations. And I think we talked about this last episode about sort of dating advice to those women who are hitting the wall. Really about letting go of certain dreams, letting go of it's sort of swallow the red pill and work around that. Okay, so I'm just going to respond to this guy first. Um, so I'm just yeah okay. So especially with the leftover women, and women who are hitting the wall. In that case, they start to think that they need to be in a relationship where they can be secure, mostly in a financial sense, as opposed to an emotional sense. And this is where things break down. This is where, I'm trying to give advice to a woman is don't focus on the. Well, I'm going to close down Facebook because that's just going to happen. Okay. Yeah. So you need to be in a relationship. That, to the point where a woman needs to be in a relationship for no other reason than love. The emotional side of it. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just gonna leave it there. So I'm just trying to think what else I need to talk about. Yeah. So I'm not being meeked out because I'm bitter. I'm not being meeked out because I get rejected too many times or this and that, as many people would think. Really, meeked out is basically saying, one, I've done the numbers. I'm not taking the risk. And number two, I would rather focus on myself with the sole intention of doing things for myself and no other intention. And the key word is no other intent and no other intention. Okay? The moment there is another intention aside from yourself, I think you start faking, things. Okay. So I'm trying to keep this short for today because I want to watch the EPL soon. I think it's starting at 9:30. I'm just trying to check what time it starts. So I do want to get out quickly. Oh, that's footy. No, I've avoided watching the footy these days at the moment. The EPL 9:30. The game starts. So got 23 minutes basically. Yeah. So really, the topic for today, I just want to talk about this briefly, is turning off women. Uh, Now we're talking about turning off women consciously and turning them off subconsciously. Okay. I think most people don't turn off women intentionally. I think we want to be with a woman. Well, we want to. I'm not saying we need to, but we don't we don't often consciously try to turn off women. So it's really, we're talking about the subconscious at the moment. I'm I feel that I've got a PhD in it now, in turning off women, and I've got a PhD also, like, so when I turn off women, now I'm sort of seeing how I can turn some of the subconscious stuff into doing it consciously, and that's sort of what I want to talk about. Okay, so I'm not talking about how to turn off a woman. I think that's probably not the right video to make. But what I'm trying to talk about is how the times that we subconsciously turn off a woman, how we can use that to our advantage in screening women. Okay? I think the one turn off with a woman is sort of when you endlessly harp on about something you're passionate in. Okay? As I mentioned in the last video when I outed that Mangina simp, what is it? Yeah, women don't give a flying crap about your interests in general. Okay, in a relationship, each party of the relationship only cares about what they can get out of the relationship for themselves. For a man, that's not particularly an important thing, but for a woman, it's the number one thing on their minds. They only care about using people for their own gain. In general, I'm not saying all women do this. I'm just saying a good percentage, 90 to 99%, do this. Okay? So I was talking about sort of harping. I find that, when I harp about my own interests, and I thought the last girl I dated, I was, how do I put this? I really like soccer. That's one of my favorite sports. There's this one time sort of when we're in the pantry in the workplace, and then another guy comes in, and me and him, we start talking about soccer. And the girl's basically like flabbergasted, like, wow, you know so much about soccer. You just keep talking about it forever and ever. She didn't say that, but the look on her face really confirms that. And she knows it. She knows. So that's sort of, I'm subconsciously doing that. And this is still blue pill days, okay? But I find now that doing that, I think I can now sort of move that to screening women consciously. I can use that turn off consciously, in the sense that if a woman basically complains about you talking endlessly about something you're passionate in, then it just shows to her that she doesn't give a flying stuff about who you are. Okay, and this is as I said, 99% of women are like this. So I'm just gonna another Corona session for today. Yeah, so as I said, 99% of women don't give a flying stuff about this stuff. Stuff you're passionate in. They only care about what they can benefit out of being in a relationship with you. And we've talked about why the benefits of being in a relationship with a good, decent, hardworking men. Why women don't get as much benefit from that as opposed to a relationship with a man who, I guess, isn't of that type. They're talking about just the standard average person. So that's sort of one example of what I'm talking about, sort of when if you're that type of person who just keeps talking about the stuff that they're passionate in, sometimes that may turn off women. But now you can sort of use that turn off to your advantage and sort of see the women who are actually genuinely interested in you. Okay? Another point to make sort of in that relation. Okay. No, actually, I'll probably talk about it another time. So, what's another example that we can use? So, we're not talking about bad turnoffs here. We're talking about good turnoffs. I guess going back to that point, sort of when you talk endlessly about your interests and passions and stuff. When you, I guess the right person, the right woman, the right friend, or whatever, if they can see that you are you are very, how to put it, when you keep talking about your interests, passion, and stuff like that, they can see that you are passionate. The right person will see that you are passionate, dedicated to what you love doing and your craft and whatever, right? So you're a passionate person, you're dedicated, you're also intelligent. And I think intelligence is a quality that women in general don't rate as highly as I said before, women go for three things. The LMS. Okay, I'm not going to repeat what they are. They only go for LMS. It's just, and then there's the P part, which women don't really give a crap about. Not, we're talking about 99% of women here again. I just got to keep saying, when I say women, I mean 99% of them. Women really don't give a crap about the P part, which is personality. Okay, there should be a fourth component, which is personality, but I think women can put that in the back burner. Once they get the three they want, right? And then they sort of, and then they'll dump, normally they dump the gut. But then sort of when they can keep getting the three things, the P part, the personality, can become a factor. But I'm not going to go into that. Yeah, so I'm just trying to think of other examples, by the way. Bum, 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 bum. So as I said before, I'm not really talking about the bad turnoff, sort of like bad hygiene. Ah, I got one. I think this really applies to me. If it does apply to you, comment, let me know. I am an introvert, obviously, everyone knows that. If you've watched my first episode, you'll know I keep harping. I sort of said at the start, I am an introvert, INFJ. I am prone to, one thing I'm often doing is I'm prone to being the quiet, soft spoken person. Okay, well mannered, soft spoken, quiet person. Obviously, like in that sense, I can come off to many people as shy, awkward, yeah, those kind of things. Okay. But really, what I am doing is I'm sort of thinking, I'm analyzing, I'm rationalizing things, and I guess the right woman obviously needs to appreciate that part of me. Okay. Now I can actually use sort of my introversion to my advantage in order to screen the women that I want to be with. In the sense that I'm trying to find the right words. So as I said, the right person for me would be able to understand introversion and appreciate that for what it is. So if a woman fails if I start being quiet or trying to be a listener, I think women I'm just trying to find the right words. Uh, yeah, so I just got to drink another one. See if I can get what I'm trying to say out of my mouth. Yeah, I'll probably go back to the start. So we're really talking about me being the quiet, humble, soft-spoken guy. To the wrong woman, right? So the turn off is that I may be seen as weak, shy, timid, and so on. So when really the right person would look at that as saying, I'm a, I'm careful, considerate, always thinking. Maybe I'm trying to think. Someone who is analytical, trying to be as rational as possible, I guess. I'm probably talking a whole load of bollocks at the moment. I'm on the drink. Yes. So I now use that sort of see what type of person would actually appreciate that. This sort of where the whole risk, the 99 times more likely risk. As I said, the ratio of bad ones to good ones in that case is around 99 to 1. And this sort of leads me to the end. I think I've got to end it with this. This could be a short episode. I'm trying to watch the EPL. Trying to get to the TV to watch the EPL. Actually, it's on SBS for the first time. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. So, as I said before, women normally look for LMS, and then you can add this fourth thing, the P part, which is personality. Now, if you don't have LMS in her eyes, and the P is not there, obviously girls look at you and go, nah, I'm good. But once you have the P, they'll sort of go, if you don't have these three and you have P, that's when these women sort of see you as just a friend. Now, the good women, okay, the 1%ers, actually look at the P and says, that is the most important thing. Okay? And they'll be with you for that sole purpose. Those are the ones you want. Well, those are the ones the good men want. However, they exist 1% at most 1% of the time. And I'm really being generous with 1% actually, to be honest. Okay, so I said they exist at most 1% of the time. The moment you sort of have one of the LMS, they will go straight to you. Okay? And that's sort of that's why I said women go for LMS in general. If you don't have that, but you have the P, that's where the friends, I won't say friends are, but that's where they only see you as a friend. Again, I believe that the friend zone only exists the moment you decide to accept the consolation prize. The moment you decide to accept that you just want to be friends with her, okay, where the friend zone. Now, we're not talking about the case where You just want to be friends with the woman, and vice versa. So being friends with a woman, that's fine. That's not friend zone. What friend zone is when you see the woman as more than a friend, where but she only sees you as a friend, and then you actually accept that request. When you deny that request, when you walk away from that situation, that's not friend zone. That is basically saying there is unrequited love there. I'm gone. Bye bye. Okay, that is sort of, and I sort of advocate that. The moment a woman that you see as more than a friend does not see you as more than a friend, walk. You're gonna save yourself a fuckload of trouble. That's my opinion. And I believe also that the moment I believe in one chance, one woman, one lifetime. So one woman, one chance, one lifetime. The moment she comes back and sort of sees you as more than a friend, this is where you got to lay down the law and say, hey, oh, so now you want to be more than a friend. What changed? And I can guarantee you 99% of the time, it's got to be one of LMS. Mainly MNS. Okay, looks is something that's negotiable. Mainly MNS. This is why if she can't answer that question, you got to assume it's either one of M or S. And that's why we believe in the one chance, one woman, one lifetime. As I think my belief, she want you you gave her a chance to get to know the real you, and she never did that. Okay, and now she made her bed. Now she's got to lie in it. That's one. Number two. Okay, she lucked out. It's as simple as she lucked out. She tried to find other men to be with, mainly for LMS, and now she lucked out, and I want to say she's willing to settle down, but she sort of see you as that last resort. She now knows how you see her. Like she knew all along how you see her, and she wanted to use that to come back to you. This is why MGTOW exists. MGTOW exists. Well, this is one of the biggest reasons why MGTOW exists. It exists because we need to teach these women you only get one chance. Okay? The moment you ask for a second chance and you don't get it, it's on you. It's all about teaching, well, really a lot of MGTOW, like sorry, I need to drink again. Just for every fuck up, I'll just do a sip. The main purpose of MGTOW, and I think this sort of doesn't, it's sort of it's sort of clouded by hate speech in many circles. But really, the main purpose of the main reason MGTOW exists, one of the biggest reasons MGTOW exists, is that we want to teach women to be held accountable for the mistakes they make. Okay? They need to own up to the fact that you only get one chance to be with somebody. The moment you blow that, and the moment they regret that, they can't just walk back to you. You need to tell them to be held to be accountable for that mistake. And just know that the ship has sailed. You've moved on to better things. Hopefully achieving a higher purpose than being with a woman. There is always a higher purpose than being with a woman. That's any MGTOW, any fully recognized MGTOW knows that. Okay? yeah, so really the message I'm trying to give to those women who sort of thinking, oh, I screwed up with this guy, now I want to go back with him. Don't. Don't. You're gonna, if you make that stupid mistake, you're basically asking for trouble. Okay? And the moment you get bitter about it, that's on you. You gotta understand, you blew your chance with that guy, and you knew that you weren't going to be in a relationship with him for anything other than MRS. Okay? Money or status, if you want to be precise. Then my advice basically goes back to what I said at the end of the last video. Focus on finding someone that personality wise you are compatible with. Forget about LMS. Just throw it away. And I know it's never going to happen because 99% of women are lying, cheating, gold digging scum. I know that. Okay, I know. I just hope to see a day where women actually start being held accountable to their mistakes. They start taking responsibility instead of being bitter. And this is sort of what we want in the MGTOW circle. We don't want to make women do this. We want the women to sort of learn about this. And this is what makes the 99% of women become the 1% of women. Okay? Yeah, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to start watching the soccer. Okay? I may make another episode day or two's time. Cool. So, thanks for watching. Sorry if I've been rambling on too much. I'm on the pisser at the moment. What I mean is I'm drinking. I'm gonna go watch the soccer. I'm gonna have a great night of watching sport. Thanks for watching. MGTOW.